Helo bawb, a chroeso nôl i'r ardd. Croeso i ddysgu Cymrag yn yr ardd gwers rhif 3. A heddiw, i ni mynd i ddysgu enwau yr holl lysiau i ni'n tyfu yn yr ardd. Hello and welcome back to the garden. Welcome to Learn Welsh in the Garden Lesson 3. Today, we're going to learn the Welsh terms for many of the vegetables that we grow in our gardens. Tatws, tatws. Dwi'n tyfu tatws. Dwi'n tyfu tatws mewn bwced. Tatws. Moron, moron, moron. Dwi'n tyfu moron. Dwi'n tyfu moron yn yr ardd. Moron. Panas, panas, panas. Dwi'n tyfu panas. Dwi'n hau hadau panas yn yr ardd. Panas. Bresych, bresych. Similar to brassica. Bresych. Dwi'n tyfu bresych. Dwi'n tyfu bresych. Bresych. Now, red cabbage is bresych coch. Bresych coch. Coch is the Welsh word for red. Bresych coch. Dwi'n tyfu bresych coch yn yr ardd. Dewch i weld y bresych coch. Broccoli. So similar to English, broccoli. But the O sound is an O sound. So, broccoli. Dwi'n tyfu broccoli. Dwi'n hau hadau broccoli yn yr ardd. Broccoli. And the Welsh word for purple is piws or porffor. So, purple sprouting broccoli is broccoli piws. Broccoli piws. Broccoli porffor. Broccoli porffor. Blod fresych. Blod fresych. So bresych is cabbage and blod is blodyn, flower. So flower cabbage. Blod fresych. Dwi'n tyfu blod fresych. Sbigoglis. 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 Spinach. Sbigoglis. Dwi'n tyfu sbigoglis yn yr ardd. Dwi'n tyfu sbigoglis. Ysgewych. Ysgewych. Now you'll notice the double L sound, which is quite unique in Welsh, although we have it in Zulu as well, the sound. The easiest way to describe this would be to say as if you're going to say an L sound, form the shape of your mouth and you're trying to say an L sound, and then blow slightly. So it's like the cat getting angry again, but far softer, and as if you were saying an L sound. So, ysgewych. Ysgewych. Kale. Kale. Or we can also say bresych deiliog, which means leafy cabbage. Bresych deiliog. But most of us, we normally say kale. Kale. Swed, rwdan. Swed in South Wales, rwdan generally in North Wales. Dwi'n tyfu swed. Dwi'n tyfu swed. Dwi'n tyfu rwdan. Dwi'n tyfu rwdan. Swed, rwdan. Erfyn. Erfyn. Again, that's the South Walian version, and generally maip in the north. Maip. Erfyn, maip. Dwi'n hau hadau erfyn yn yr ardd. Ffa, dringo. Ffa, dringo. Literally, climbing bean. The Welsh verb to climb is dringo. Ffa, dringo. Or colloquially, we also say cynna banes. Cynna banes. And obviously, the Welsh word for broad beans then, or beans, is ffa. Ffa. Dwi'n tyfu ffa mewn pot o gompost. Ffa. Pys. Pys. Dwi'n hau hadau pys yn yr ardd. Dwi'n hau hadau pys yn yr ardd. Dewch i weld y pys. Dewch i weld y pys. Pys. Now the next one is an interesting one. It's cor bwmpen or courgette. Cor bwmpen. Now the Welsh word for squash or pumpkin is pwmpen, but cor indicates that it's a smaller version. So you know the corgi dog? That literally means a miniature dog, a small dog. So cor bwmpen is a miniature squash or a miniature pumpkin. Cor bwmpen. Cor bwmpen. Winwns. Winwns. Or in the north, nionod. 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 Winwns, nionod. Winwns, nionod. Shibwns, nionod ifanc. Shibwns in the south, nionod ifanc generally in the north. Nionod ifanc means young onions, spring onions. Nionod ifanc. Shibwns. Garlleg. Garlleg. So we've got the double L sound again there. So remember to form the L and blow. Garlleg. Garlleg. Dwi'n tyfu garlleg yn yr ardd. Dwi'n tyfu garlleg. Betys. Betys. Dwi'n hoffi betys. Dwi'n hoffi tyfu betys yn yr ardd. Dwi'n dyfrio'r betys. Betys. Letys. Letys. Dwi'n hoffi letys. Dwi'n hau hadau letys yn yr ardd. Letys. Rhyddygl. Rhyddygl. So you remember the U sound there. Rhyddygl. Dwi'n tyfu rhyddygl. Rhyddygl. And horseradish is rhyddygl poeth. Rhyddygl poeth. Literally, hot radish. Celery. Celery. Dwi'n hoffi celery. Dwi'n dyfrio'r celery yn yr ardd. Celery. Asparagus. Merchys. Asparagus, merchys. So we have two names, asparagus or merchys. I use asparagus myself, but many use merchys as well. Dwi'n tyfu asparagus yn yr ardd. Wel, dyn ni wedi dysgu sut i ddweud nifer o lysiau yn Gymraeg. We've learned so many different terms for vegetables in Welsh. Now, you remember from our previous lesson, we learned how to say dwi'n tyfu ffa, I'm growing beans. Well, with all those terms that we've introduced today, try putting them into that sentence. Dwi'n tyfu betys. Dwi'n tyfu blod fresych. Dwi'n tyfu bresych. And with all those terms you've had, practice them all, because then before long, you'll be able to say everything that you're doing in the garden, everything that you've grown. With all these terms, these new terms you've learned today, you will be able to describe them. And if you want to go further and say that you're growing them in the garden as well, you can say yn yr ardd afterwards. So, dwi'n tyfu betys yn yr ardd. Dwi'n tyfu betys yn yr ardd. I'm growing beetroot in the garden. As you can see, the weather's changed, it's time to go in, but I hope you've had plenty of inspiration to continue to practice learning your Welsh today. Any questions, as always, gadewch neges o dan y video. Please leave a message under the video. And if you could as well, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Diolch o galon i chi, pob hwyl, i ymuno yn ein gwers ni yr wythnos nesaf.